I feel pretty good about it, honestly. It's the same kind of atmosphere, you know. The whole idea is getting used to it. I mean, so typically, yeah, when we get together and do these things, it's on a Thursday for the show. And then if we ever have any type of changes that we need to make, it's always usually a day before, day after. But this time we're doing it on a Monday, and it's pre-recorded. So it's like, even though we have all these luxuries of when you get to pre-record a video, such as editing, we're not going to do that. No, this is a one take hit that we do. So the people that watch this is completely live. You get what you get. It's the good and the bad. I don't know. What do you think, man?
I like all your key points, but I'm going to disagree with everything you just said. I'm just kidding. No, no, these are great. I love the fact that we can do these small ones, especially for what we're here to do tonight, which is actually to promote a great event that we've been hearing about for a good amount of time. And that is the Texas Z Fest, which is fast approaching. If you have not heard of it and you're living under a rock, we're about to educate you on this event coming up here soon. Go ahead, Mike.
Let's go for it, man. All right, guys. So, yeah, just like Miles said, our whole goal tonight is to let you know about an event that definitely deserves some attention. And if you guys are in the Texas area or can make it out, we definitely encourage you to do it. Yeah, we are talking about Texas Z Fest, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen on this as well. Kind of give you guys all the details that we can give you guys. All right, Texas Z Fest happening March 29th through April 2nd of this year. That's this Wednesday, dude. Wednesday morning, things are going live.
48 hours from now.
That's true, man. It's a big event. This is actually the first annual Texas Z Fest. It's happening in Fredericksburg, Texas, which is right in central Texas. I actually, for those who are not inclined with geography, Miles, you know I do this. Where is Fredericksburg, you ask? Oh, look, let me tell you where it's at. It's in, like I said, central Texas. It's actually a really good spot. You're in the Texas Hill Country, and about an equal distance from the Austin area and also the San Antonio area. And I mean, even from
Houston people, I'm looking at you. So yeah, you can make that trip. Actually, I will say this as a person who's frequented Fredericksburg on many a moons. It's actually a really great place to be. There's quite a bit to do within the Fredericksburg area that I've just gone to historically. They have really good beer fests. Excuse me, they have really good back roads for everything, and then not to mention one of the Nimitz Museum is actually right there as well. Enchanted Rock is just up the way as well.
Yeah.
So there is quite a bit to do while you're there. But primarily, you can go pick peaches if you want to, which they're also known for that. But primarily, the wine and the beer is where you party. But yes, again, a very cool place to be. If you have not already had an opportunity to visit Fredericksburg, this is a great excuse to do that. So
it's, I was actually, when I was doing some studying as well, I've been to Fredericksburg a number of times as well. Like you said, it's probably about an hour from us, an hour from Austin. It's a relatively small town. It is one of those weekend touristy type of places. But like you said, a ton of things to check out. It's a great scenery. And like you said, they've got tons of breweries, vineyards. Honestly, man, if you're looking to have a drink, no matter what poison you pick, this is a good spot to do that for sure. And then, like I said,
and also the food is great. Yeah, the food's great. The environment, everybody's really nice. The downtown main strip has tons of shopping. If you really want to go check that out, a lot of kitsch stuff. If you're into that. But yeah, I mean, I've always enjoyed my times at Fredericksburg, so this is just one more excuse to spend a little more time in Fredericksburg. And again, we are talking about the Texas Z Fest, that again is fast approaching. Now,
yes.
For those that don't know, the Texas Z Fest is actually the brainchild of a rather charismatic group of Z enthusiasts. mainly that of the Z Car Club Association. So that is the ZCCA, again, a nonprofit organization that a lot of us owe a lot to if you're in the Nissan and the Z world. And then also a lot of the promoters that also hold up a Branson Z Fest, which is an amazing event that we've gone from live from historically in the
Yes.
past, and we also
That
religiously pretty much promote this event as well. So
that's a good point too, Miles, because although this is the first annual Texas Z Fest, for those who are thinking about going, you got to understand that the organizers of this event, this is not their first rodeo.
not at all.
They've
They are
organized
they
a
are
lot of
pros.
events
They're
in the
pros at
past.
promoting for sure.
Really good at it. They've made a system out of it. It really is um, something that it looks so effortless. I know a lot of preparation goes into it, so I have full confidence that the way they run this thing, the way they will run Texas Z Fest, it's already top notch. I mean, their promotions have been great. And then I see online, obviously, the registration site here, and we've got a lot of um, good work happening already to put on a good show. So yeah, like you said, the Z Card Club Association and Branson Z Fest organizers have found their way to Fredericksburg to bring us Texas Z Fest. So again, it is this weekend, happening April 29th through March 29th through April 2nd. And if it's cool, Miles, what I wanted to do is just go through a day-by-day schedule for those who are interested
Sure.
about the show, and that way they can see exactly what they're in for, or what's going to be happening. So,
Yeah.
uh,
And for those that don't know, I mean, the theme of this year's show is fairly relaxed. This is their first year kind of getting this done. And again, like we've talked about, and one of the things that we love about Branson Z Fest is just that it's very relaxed. You kind of work at your own schedule. You're really there, kind of immersed in the event, and you also get an opportunity to really fall in love with the event, and but also with the surroundings as far as the Fredericksburg area. So again, if you're kind of going to this expecting a very tight schedule, it's going to be a little loose this year. So again, this is very relaxed, and again, just kind of go. If you're looking for that in your life, hands up right here. If you're looking for that and you kind of need that, if the day-to-day hectics is just kind of getting to you, and you say, screw it, I just want to jump in my
just want
Z
to go.
and I want to go hit the hill country,
Yeah.
maybe talk cars for an entire weekend like you should, and just kind of see some great examples of Z's that we have here in Texas or in and around Texas. This is where you want to be. So
You did mention that too, Miles. And for anybody who's gone to the Branson Z Fest before, and like we said earlier, being the same set of organizers, you mentioned relaxed. You mentioned loose, kind of do what you feel type of vibe to the event. That really is hitting the nail on the head, because it really is. The schedule gives you a number of things that you can do, but nothing's mandatory. It really is just kind of do it or don't. Just just taking from our experience from Branson, it was just such a relaxing time, man. And honestly, it's probably one of the nicest schedules or nicest feelings, because yeah, I mean,
okay.
you can just chill at the hotel, because there are a lot of people that are doing the same thing. They've got a number of events happening at the hotel. You just got to open the door or just walk into this parking lot here.
You'd be surprised how welcoming people are at these type of events. Like, people go, well, I'm going to go by myself. I don't know anybody. Just commit
That's
to it.
okay.
Believe it or not, there'll be a lot of people there just kind of talking about cars. And next thing you know, you're sitting around with a bunch of other people, and you're picking up all of their kind of Z um, friends and institutions, and there's going to be so much that's going to be happening at this event. So again, let's
Yeah,
talk a little bit about the schedule. Now, Mike, you got Wednesday opened up here. Tell me about that.
sure thing. Yeah, so on Wednesday, the opening day, the team will be ready for you as early as 9 a.m. And this is actually happening at the Fredericksburg Inn and Suites. There is a particular registration room where you can go in, claim your registration, get you set up. People will let you know all about the events, the addresses, times, cruise routes that you can do at your leisure, and really just the registration room is typically, in most events, the hub. If you have any questions or seeking any type of advice, this kind of where you go to get all your questions answered. So that's where it begins. 9 a.m. Wednesday morning. That is happening until 4 p.m. The open registration. You could say the event sort of starts in the evening, actually. So at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. there is a social night at the beer garden, which is honestly walking distance if you really wanted to from the host hotel. Yeah, we mentioned it earlier. Fredericksburg is a fairly small town, so you can get almost anywhere fairly easy. So just down the street, there is a Fredericksburg Brewing Company, and that's where the host of the social night will take place. And again, that's happening from 6 to 8. After that, often I would imagine heading back to the hotel. There's probably gonna be a number of people out, still conversating, having fun. Again, just soaking up the whole car lifestyle. So that's where I'm sure the party will continue. Moving into Thursday, same thing. We've got registration starting from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Now, however, Thursday is really when the cruises start. There are group cruises beginning at 10 a.m. And 11 a.m. 2 groups. And those cruises will probably take place between as early as 10 and probably wrap up around 2 o'clock. You're probably getting some lunch afterwards. Again, we mentioned the Texas Hill Country, which is where you're at. I imagine there being a number of cruise routes that have been pre-planned, or again, a simple map to where you can just kind of strike out on your own, really at any time. But Miles, I know you and myself, we've both been out in the Hill Country many times. I've enjoyed every time I've gone, honestly. I mean, when was the last time you were out in the Hill Country too? What's your impressions?
It's probably been about a year since I've had an opportunity to kind of get out there in the twisties that are kind of surrounding the Fredericksburg area. But honestly, great driving. Fairly open. The weather at this time of year is actually going to be really nice. So if you've got them, T-tops, pop them. I'm just saying, it's that time of year around there. Plus, there's a lot of like cool little spots, and believe it or not, there actually is a few other towns that are kind of surrounding the Fredericksburg area that are kind of cool to visit to and drop in. Just get your maps out and then go from there, and check in with the front desk or the registration folks. A lot of times they're going to give you some great suggestions on cruising routes and things that you might want to check out. Just a little hint and tip from going to way too many Z events over the years. You kind of pick up, it's kind of always nice to kind of check in and ask before you take off, like, hey, you guys got any maps, or we got any suggestions on where I should go, or where should I go and grab a bite to eat if I'm going to be in and about. Believe it or not, they'll always give you a suggestion or some good references. But again, these cruises are going to be pretty nice when they're going, and they're controlled on the speed. It's not really going to be a rip and roar kind of thing, which if you want to do that, you can typically go out on your own and go have some fun. Nobody's holding you back, but typically they're trying to have a controlled, safe event. And if you want to do that, the cruises are right there for you, and they'll be spirited, but safe. So,
yeah. You did mention though too. It's Fredericksburg and surrounding towns. A lot of these routes, in terms of how long, and again, it's really up to you how far you want to go and come back. I mean, but I'm sure they range from maybe an hour, give or take, up to 1 to 3 hours. It really depends on how far you want to go. There hardly ever is a bad road out there, Yeah. And again, with a simple search of the map, phone map, you can find some curvy roads fairly easy out there. Honestly, it'd be really hard to not have a good time, And he said restaurants as well. Great restaurants. Fredericksburg is the I think, a German influence. How you said the beer
Correct.
gardens, the
Yeah.
Oktoberfests. So you've got a lot of German food out there. That's really good.
There's honestly, there's tons of great food just inside of Fredericksburg. I mean, one of my favorite places is Auslanders, Auslandr. That's my joint. When I'm in town, I try to stop in there. There's tons of barbecue that's in and around Fredericksburg that's just killing it all the time. Just my 2 cents. But then again, like I said, Allstadt is out there now, which is a brewing company.
Mhm.
Choice Becker's Winery, Choice Grape Creek
Yeah.
Winery. Good. They got food
Wow.
trucks typically in and around all those locations for grabbing a bite to eat. So if you think you're not going to have enough places for food selection, drink selections, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
There's tons of that stuff going on right now. It's their time of year. So again, this is a perfect time to be out there.
You mentioned Altstadt
Allstadt.
Brewery, and actually, that's a good point because, all right, getting back to the schedule here, on that Thursday, from 4:30 to 8:30, Texas Z Fest is, I guess, working with Allstadt Brewery to have tours of the brewery. Essentially, a good opportunity to go out there, take a look at the how the beer is made, but also enjoy some. And this actual tour of the brewery is shuttled from the host hotel, which is an awesome, just classy gesture. You jump on, there's no fear, you can enjoy yourself. There is obviously very, very safe. You jump on a bus with your buddies, you go out, have some fun, and these guys got you back. You just jump back on that bus and come back. And the brewery itself is only about 6 miles from the host hotel. So
it's not very far.
It's a short trip. It's a short trip on the bus.
And again, it is a really good brewery. So if you have an opportunity to check that out, they have a really good selection. So I'd highly recommend that. And even if you don't get a chance to go to the brewery, try the beer whenever you get a chance. It's actually, I recommend it. So we'll move on. Friday. Let's talk about Friday.
Yes, exactly. Moving into Friday, it sort of is a similar to what you would see on Thursday, which is primarily this is a time to cruise. That's really a very strong point for being out there. I mean, you've got all these roads, take advantage of them. So aside from the registration room being open from 9 to 4, the cruises, group cruises, start at 10 a.m. and are expected to last up until about 2 p.m. Again, perfect time to grab some lunch afterwards, work up a hunger, and then enjoy some great local restaurants, barbecue, whatever you like. Soon after that, at 2:30 to 4:30, there is what you might call the traditional group Z photo, and this is actually happening at the host hotel as well, Fredericksburg Inn and Suites. That is the lineup location. Let me correct myself on that. Beginning from there, I guess the location of the Z photo, it'll be guided to kind of get you there, and I'm sure a lot of people working together to get that perfect Z shape for the photo. Oftentimes they'll probably spell out TZF as well. I'm sure they've done a number of things like that in the past, this group. After that group photo, again, at this point, it's about 4 or 5 o'clock. Now you're back at the host hotel, and from 6 p.m. to 10:30, honestly, I imagine this going on as long as you like. Honestly, you're back at the host hotel, and you're enjoying a pool party, cornhole tournament. You got a live band at the hotel. That's a first for me. I really like that idea. The fact that they got a band to come and set up at, I guess, the outside area of the hotel. The band is called Red Cliff, and they'll be out there setting up, playing some live music for us. Of course, as this is also happening, you've got people that are just camping out outside. Again, hoods, pops, talking about cars, their Zs, and other Nissan, Infiniti, Datsun cars. Honestly, again, it's a great communal moment. Again, I'm getting flashbacks from Branson, honestly, which I imagine it being very, very similar.
Yep.
That one.
So that's Friday in a nutshell. So hopefully everybody's not too leftover. It has good spirits for the next morning because Saturday is also a busy day. Now, Saturday, April 1st, is pretty much the registration for the on is the last registration piece for the on-site car show. Again, that'll be going on from 7 a.m. till about 10:30 that morning, taking place at the Wine Garage, which is at Fredericksburg, Texas, obviously. So you don't really, again, have to go that far. 8 a.m. to 10:30 is when cars will begin to load in, and then of course you will have towels down at 10:30, and that allows our judges to start getting out there to do their judging from about 10:30 to about 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
They'll be concluding and wrapping up their judging, and then from 1 o'clock on. That's pretty much the rest of the show. That will continue on for a few more hours. I would think we're probably going to start wrapping things up around 5 o'clock or so.
Oh yeah. Well, and if I may talk about it for a second here too, what I like about this car show is that it's early in the morning. It's done by 1. Of course, Miles, Texas heat, even though it's only late March, it can still be brutal right now. So honestly, they kind of get you out. Their peak hours of the show is in the morning. The weather is actually looking pretty good this weekend as well. So it really is ideal for this type of show. And yes, per the website, on that Saturday, car show's over by 1 p.m. However, of course, I would imagine everybody coming back to the host hotel, where you'll see just a number of groups hanging out in the lot, again, talking cars, doing a number of things. Ourselves, Miles, you and I will be at Texas Z Fest primarily on that Saturday, and I think we're looking into Friday night if we can swing it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you guys want to join us, we here at the Nissan Nerd Podcast will be at the car show on Saturday, and I imagine trying to get in a few cruises afterwards. For me personally, I would love to catch up on some of the things I missed, which is just the roads out there. Again, amazing time.
Yeah, again, you can catch us throughout the weekend when we are there. Again, we are always happy to shake hands, kiss babies, shake babies, kiss hands, whatever you need us to do. But yeah, again, feel free to come up to us, tell us about the show, any feedback you have for us about the actual show. Again, tell us about the feedback for the Texas Z Fest while we're there. We'll be glad to pass that on to any promoters. But again, just come out, have a good time. That's really what it's all about. So again, we will see you this week. If you want to go ahead and come out to attend again, March 29th, which is just a few days away, to April 2nd. And then if you want a little more detailed information about the event, if you want to kind of check that out online, Mike, tell them about that.
Right, guys. Again, if we haven't said it enough, if you get tons of information, everything is available for you online. First place you can go is to their online site, texaszfest.org. That's the schedule that you see with us, what we're using, as well as a number of things, including the online registration, which is still open. You can still register for this event online. Go to texaszfest.org. Take a look. Actually, it'll give you more information about the cruises here, and actual local attractions. Again, this type of event, you really make of it yourself as well. So again, tons of opportunities to get some really great driving in, and also enjoy the local atmosphere and the town. Of course, you can't forget sponsors. Again, for the site here, I won't go through all of them, but you've got a number of sponsors coming in and really showing their support for the show. And then also, guys, if you are wanting to contact the Texas Z Fest organizers directly, there is a page here, a contact us page on this site, and it seems to be an email, texaszfest@gmail.com. For those that are on social media, Texas Z Fest is on Instagram. You can go at Texas Z Fest. And then, of course, we can't forget, if you want more information about the Z Car Club Association, you can go to www.zcca.org and get more information about some of the groups that are taking the time to host these types of events for you. And it really is, again, Miles, you and I, we've each had some labor put in. It really is a a passion project. These types of events. So we definitely give huge props to the organizers. We wish them the best of luck. And again, we've talked to a few of them beforehand, even before now. And you know, we look forward to seeing them. They look forward to seeing us. So I really see this as being a great time this upcoming weekend.
So again, if you have an opportunity, try to make it out to the Texas Z Fest here this week. We'll be out there, and we'll expect to see you out there as well. Until then, guys, thank you again for signing on to the Nissan Nerd Podcast. Again, you can check us out, like, subscribe, continue to support the community, and tell us about any other events that are happening in your neck of woods. Until then, we'll see you soon.
Come on. Thanks, guys. See you again soon.